So believe it or not, I finally got the freaking iPhone XS. It finally literally took like 20 years to get here. I know I picked it up in September when it came out, but we finally got it in-house. So we're going to go ahead and compare it to the iPhone XS because you guys love seeing those. I did the iPhone 6s versus the iPhone XR comparison. You guys love seeing that, and the iPhone 6s versus the iPhone X. So I'm just assuming you guys love the iPhone 6s. So, and quick note, because you guys are gonna ask, this is actually a skin on the back. This iPhone XS does have a cracked back, but I figured you guys complain so much about the iPhone 8 Plus having a cracked back and the iPhone 8 that I'll go ahead and seal it up. And I did the same thing with the XS Max that I bought today too. So let's go ahead and see which one is faster, guys. I'm already gonna say the iPhone XS is going to be faster, but I've always been proven wrong by that. So let's go and see which one is faster. So as you guys can see, we have the usual apps that we usually open up for every single speed test. They're a little bit rearranged on the iPhone XS because literally every single time I go to download apps, they always go on this page, then I group select them, then I put them on this page, whatever, you guys don't care. But let's go and load up Facebook. Also, we have everything cleared out in the background. So let's do Facebook. 3, 2, 1. And the iPhone XS did open it. You know, obviously I'm already saying the iPhone XS is probably going to be the faster device, but the interesting thing is before, if you guys remember, the iPhone 6s was actually slower than basically all my other devices on iOS 12, but I realized with iOS 13, Apple kind of slowed down the 6s, which really showcased in the benchmark scores as well, like in real day-to-day use, which is pretty crazy. Let's do SoundCloud. 3, 2, 1. As you can see, we had some pop-ups on the iPhone XS, but it still opened up way faster than on the iPhone 6s, which is still taking its time, believe it or not, and eventually they crashed. So I'm gonna go ahead and redo this one, see if there's, you know, maybe a problem with SoundCloud. 3, 2, 1. And ultimately there probably was a problem with SoundCloud on the 6s, but the XS did end up opening it faster. Let's do Twitter. 3, 2, 1. And again, I don't know why I've been seeing this like all over. The 6s and the older devices always open up Twitter faster than the newer devices, which honestly does not make any sense to me. It's just the weirdest thing ever. Let's do Snapchat. 3, 2, 1. And the iPhone 6s opened it up just a little bit faster. Not like way faster or anything, but noticeably faster, which is definitely a good sign. Let's do Instagram. 3, 2, 1. And again, the XS was faster, and that's what I've been expecting all across the board, really. You know, with iOS 12, it was a lot more interesting because these devices were literally all over the place. The 6S was smoking all the other devices, but I find it kind of interesting that it's kind of backwards now. Netflix. 3, 2, 1. And again, we had another pop-up on the iPhone XS, but even though that happened, the 6S still opened it up faster. But I know you guys are going to complain about it, so I'm going to go ahead and redo it. Netflix. 3, 2, 1. And that was almost a tie, but you will be able to see through the camera which one was faster. Let's do Bofa. 3, 2, 1. And the XS opened that up way faster than the 6S. So you can see it's still loading, and then we eventually get into it. And like I said before, I didn't know Bofa was like this big, intensive of an app. Temple Run. 3, 2, 1. And as you saw, the 6S was actually glitching up quite a bit, but the XS did end up getting into it faster. And that's really interesting. I didn't know the 6S was going to glitch up as much. I remember with iOS 12, I didn't think it was glitching up at all because it's really not even that intensive of a game. I mean, it's like one of the most basic games in the world. You know, it's a little 3D, but let's do Quizlet. 3, 2, 1. And the iPhone 6s actually opened that one up faster. And again, it's going to be a lot of flippy floppy, but I always found it weird because like you're paying way more money for an iPhone XS. So why would you not expect better performance all the way through, you know? Dropbox. 3, 2, 1. And this is another app where sometimes, like, again, I was about to say this older devices are faster, and it ended up being faster again. You're paying way more money for an iPhone XS. It's the exact same version of the app, exact same everything. So why is it not performing better on the newer device? You know what I mean? Let's do Thank You. 3, 2, 1. The XS did actually get into it faster, which I'm happy about. Again, you guys already know, like when an newer device does better, I'm always happy about it, but I'm just always more shocked when a newer device or when an older device just ends up outperforming it. You know, you're spending way more money on a newer device. Snake versus Blocks. 3, 2, 1. I just feel like I've been ranting all day. It's the craziest thing ever. As you saw, the XS did get into it faster. Let's go ahead and get into some gameplay. And I realized with the older devices, they always glitch up the most when an ad pops up. So as you can see, we have the ads on the bottom. And I realized mobile ads always take up a lot of RAM and a lot of just the performance overall, which is really weird. Paper IO 2, 3, 2, 1. And again, the iPhone XS opened it up faster. Let's see what the gameplay is like. And as you saw, the XS is really, I almost died there, but the XS is a little bit less glitchy, but they're kind of glitchy on both, which is really weird. I wasn't expecting that. Let's do Fruit Ninja. 3, 2, 1. The iPhone XS did open that one up faster too, and as you see, the 6S is still loading. I don't know why it's taking so long to load. There by now. Okay, now we finally got into it. Surprisingly, that takes longer than usual. Going to go ahead and do Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. We might have to download some extra things on the XS, so I might have to restart this one. I guess not. The XS was actually able to load and download the stuff before the iPhone 6S, which is weird because the 6S already had this stuff downloaded, so that's actually pretty interesting. As you see, the iPhone XS, we've been into it in a minute. The iPhone 6S, we finally get into it, and we'll go ahead and load up some apps in the background as well. Let's do Facebook. 3, 2, 1. As you guys know, the iPhone XS has 4 gigs of RAM, the iPhone 6S has 2 gigs of RAM, and even though the iPhone 6S is the oldest device to support iOS 13, let's go and load up SoundCloud. And as you can see, this is a prime example. The iPhone 6S had to reload where the iPhone XS was able to keep that stored up in the background, which is a really, really important thing when you're going from one app to the other. You want to be able to store as many apps in the background. And even though 2 gigs of RAM doesn't seem like a lot for an iOS device, it isn't a lot, but it's still kind of enough to get you from, point A to point C. But the iPhone XS will get you from point A to point, Z or whatever. That was a horrible analogy, but you guys know what I mean. So to kind of end it off, obviously the iPhone XS is the faster device. This is not a comparison to say, oh my god, look, the iPhone XS is way slower. And like I already knew that from the beginning but I always like seeing how much faster the device is, because there's still a lot of people who own the iPhone 6S and they might think the iPhone XS is a way better device and it's way faster and this and that, which it is. Like it's definitely a way faster phone, but I don't think it's like 100% like 1,000 times faster or anything. It's definitely faster, but if you're wanting to get the most performance or anything, best bang for your buck, you're better off just upgrading to like an iPhone 7 Plus or iPhone 8 Plus and save a couple $100 and go get an iPhone XS. But if you currently own a 6S, I would definitely say keep it. Don't be discouraged to go and update at all because your device is too slow or whatever the case is. This device is still powerful enough to get you until like iOS 14, and it might even go further than that. So that's pretty much all I have to say. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I would really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.